Hey everybody, this is No Man, and today we're going to do a couple of things. I'm going to start off here doing some Q&A, so that way people will have a chance to ask whatever questions they would like to ask. And once we're done with the Q&A session, I'm going to do the Q&A for about like a half hour. Maybe we'll see how things go. I don't need to do more stuff. Yeah, I don't need to spend forever doing it. I can go longer. I can go shorter. I can do whatever. Hey guys, Zach, Ra, Endymion, Ollie, how y'all doing? Welcome. I was just saying I'm doing a Q&A for this first section of my live stream, and then once we kind of get going, this is the first half hour is kind of going to be getting people a chance to get in here. But afterwards, I'm going to do a role play with you guys in chat. I talked a while ago about doing a Snotling roguelike where you guys where the main character is a Snotling, and they go and do stuff, and if your character dies, then you respawn as like another Snotling, with the goal of eventually you create an orc tribe, and as you advance the tribe, you get access to more and bigger kinds of orcoids. So you got squigs and grots and eventually orcs. And I think the current thing I'd like to do with that roleplay is go all the way to you guys becoming war boss, and then that would be the end of it. And I'm thinking what I want to do is have live streams that, or at least part of the live stream is going to be doing essentially a session with chat. And the way it's going to work is when it comes time for you guys to like make decisions, I'm going to kind of go to chat and look to see what everyone wants to do and kind of democratically pick what happens. So if everyone's like, I want to do this, want to do this, want to do this, and I see a big long stream of things and no spamming for it, then I will go with what you guys want. Or if you guys want to donate, you can kind of be like, I'm going to donate, and that's going to be, this is going to be what the action is. And we'll then let that happen. And I also don't want, try not to put in super chats one on top of the other, because I don't want to have to cancel out somebody's action who was kind enough to send me to donate money. So that's going to be what we're doing right now. So yeah, this is going to be a Q&A for the first section. I'm going to give people a chance to kind of filter in, and we get a good number of people, maybe around 40 or so. So let's see how everyone's doing. Got a bunch of hellos. Hey, the Emperor of Mankind is here once again. Aaron's here. Unfortunately, I cannot read Cyrillic script, but hello to you. Mohammed, Carrot and Banana, Mean Teddy Bear, Old Man Skeletal, welcome back again. Azak Amak, Temperus Maximus, Ga Per, Fergus Abrams. How are y'all doing? So, Mohammed, you're saying, just listen to Emperor's Daughter. Thought it wasn't tough or dumb at all. In fact, I think this could become real in the future. It took me a little while to figure out the angle I wanted to take on that, because I kind of got mentally stuck on having the Emperor's Daughter be the main character. And that was kind of... please call me Maximus. Got it. I will. But I kind of got stuck on her being the main character for a while. So it was a little bit before I decided on what I wanted to do to kind of introduce the concept. And that's kind of cool to have two people, through dreams, you see this kind of figure and trying to figure out who this is. And I thought that was it was a fairly rapid way to explain who the character was and how she came to be, maybe. And kind of a mystery for everyone to want to solve. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. Wadiperium, yes, Wadiperium indeed. Laudiperium. Hey, Orpheus. Zachary Weaver is Orpheus. He actually is one of the main mods on my Discord. So there's a link to my Discord if you guys wanted to join that as well. I am on occasionally, and we have a bunch of fun. When I'm trying to chill out, sometimes we will do role-playing stuff or just chat about stuff. Hats off to you for making that concept work. Thank you very much, Engineer. It was executed very well. Thank you. How you doing, man? Good job, man. Yeah, I'm doing good. It was a bit of a rush to kind of get everything recorded because I wanted to get that done, and it ended up taking. It took longer than I planned. I was like, this will be short. It'll be kind of like the Ogre story where it's like 3 minutes long, and it was just like I kept wanting to get more into the characters of Antonius and Tulcus, and the master being Antonius and the acolyte being Tulcus, and kind of get into their relationship and what they're kind of after. Good job, man. Thank you. Scrap Luda Daka Shoot is just one of the example RP characters we have. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Orpheus has run Zachary Orpheus has run a bunch of role-playing stuff. I think the most common things that we've been doing is playing stuff that takes place in Duperium. So you got Purium orcs and you got humans that are also living in the Imperium doing stuff, in Duperium doing stuff. And other characters show up as well. We've had Chaos and Necrons and all sorts of different people show up. And it's been kind of fun. I'm kind of lame because I have to run off and do stuff all the time, but I've had fun doing it. I'd be interested in seeing how the Emperor's Daughter helped in the Imperium battles. It was something I wanted to kind of get across in that, but I sort of thought that I wanted her to be seen by people that didn't really understand who she was, and I think it would be weird for them to be able to figure out that she was somehow helping in battles. It's there, like she does, but I thought it would be too much for those characters in this introductory thing to figure that out. Hey, wanted to ask, what inspired you to start writing and narrating stories? Was this spontaneous? It was sort of. I had been writing a couple of fanfics. The big one was Gutsmangles Boys. Like the first 5 or 6 entries into Gutsmangles Boys were fanfics that I wrote. So I had been writing stuff in the 40K universe for a little bit, and but I didn't think of making a YouTube channel until I saw Lord Voldemort and saw his channel and saw what he does. And I am so envious of that man's voice. He sounds so good. He manages to capture like my grandfather telling me stories when I was a kid. So it was not that I think he's actually all that old. He just has a lot of gravitas in his voice that makes him sound very wise. But I don't think he's actually that old. I've seen his hands. He doesn't have he doesn't have old man hands. Let's see. Out of interest, are there potatoes in the grim dark future? Well, yeah, probably. Potatoes are incredibly useful, and they grow in a variety of places. I imagine potatoes or potato-like things exist in the grim darkness of the far future. I mean, it's sort of like, is there beef? Yeah, but there's grox, which is basically beef. It's just dinosaur beef. What's the Discord tag? There's a link to the Discord in my on the channel. It's up in the top right corner where all the other stuff that's linked to. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, and I don't want to go fumbling in the internet to find it. What's going to happen to the Emperor? You will just have to listen and find out. Hey, just made in time. Hey, Chris Brom. Hey, Mr. Sim. Props for Uncle Baldy. Yeah, Voldemort is probably my favorite. Actually, definitely my favorite 40K creator. He does lore stuff, which I'm less interested in. Like, here's what the lore is as writ. I like to kind of talk about the lore and why I like it, but I don't. I think lore summaries are not as interesting to me. But I really like the people that do it really well. Question: have I read or heard of Death Squadron comics? Yes, I've absolutely actually had a LARP group where we played orcs, which is where I kind of developed my orc voice, and we loosely based our characters on the characters from Death Squadron. So yes, I really like Death Squadron. It's probably my favorite orky thing that I've seen. It's really good, and it's free online. If you look up Death Squadron, you'll find it. Honestly, might try to publishing some of my own stories sometime. Absolutely do it. Rasmus would die without potatoes. Is there teeth here? I have not received any teeth yet, Mr. Simpson. But that's cool. I'm happy to just hang out. Thought about writing anything with Necrons? Yeah. Necrons and Eldar are super crazy intelligent races, and the smarter and more sophisticated a race is, and the more particular they are in the lore, the harder it is for me to pick up and write them because I'm less familiar with them. Like, I know the Imperium pretty well. Dark Eldar are not that it ain't that deep, bro. Like, what they do is they torture, and that's it. What the Craft World Eldar do is a little bit more complicated, and I'd need to find exactly what I'd want to do. I kind of want to do something with the Eldar that's similar to what I did with the Emperor's Daughter, where they're kind of talking about mysticism and seeing the future and portents and things like that, and trying to find out what's going to happen. Why do the Lamenters in Og stories have yellow armor? Did they finish their Penitence Crusade? Has the Badab War not happened yet? It's after their Penitence Crusade. If you look at the timeline, the Indomitus Crusade, basically 20 years into the Indomitus Crusade, which lasts 100 years, it's something like that. Then it would have been that the Lamenters would finish their Penitent Crusade and would be reinforced with Primaris. So knowing how GW works, I bet they were reinforced with Primaris right in the nick of time. So that's what I've been doing is during if it starts, if you look at the timeline, Badab War happens, they get sentenced to their 100-year Penitent Crusade. By the time the Indomitus Crusade starts, and we actually get to the end of it, currently the timeline is at the end of the Indomitus Crusade, and the return of Guilliman, that would have been, which lasted about 100 years. That during that time, they would have ended their Penitent Crusade. This throws my entire week into chaos. Friday's the new Thursday. I'm doing stuff Friday, unfortunately. Discord link working. It just redirected me empty server invalid link. Orpheus, if you can provide a link to people to the Discord. Like, I just don't want to futz around in the internet and click on everything and make noise into the thing. So Zach, if you could post a link to the thing. I don't know. I think you can post links here. If not, I'll post a thing, or because I think you have to keep sending new invitations, which is weird. Let's see what else we got. Worried about Greg might hurt his puppy by accident. Ogrins are known to do that. Eldar contemplate green beacon made by Malkadork. That'd be pretty funny. It's just I like the orcs showing up all of the pantsier races and like annoying them because they're dumb, but they're doing stuff that the other races can't do. Hey, tell Kazazel that I have his feet pics, that I will release them to the entire galaxy unless he promotes me and his crew. That kind of reminds me of the Batman thing. It's like, so you're telling me that you believe that your employer, one of the most powerful men in the country, dresses up as a bat, and as a vigilante beats men to a pulp with his bare hands, and your plan is to blackmail this man. That's what that reminded me of. Sorry, Big Chad. Crump the pansy gets. By the way, this is a very overused question, but what is your favorite faction race? I'm an orc guy. Orcs. Orcs are what got me into the setting, because they're so silly. It was Dawn of War, playing the first Dawn of War game, or one of the expansions. I think it was Soulstorm. Played Soulstorm and really liked playing as with Gorguts. I thought all of the orc stuff, oh, this is what 40K is about. This is silly. Current present in 40K's Plague Wars. I'm not quite caught up on it. And hey, Eric's here. Hey, Eric. Eric is the one who gave me the prompt for the Emperor's Daughter. That was his fault. It's not that bad, but I must confess that your uploading schedule has become a weekly fixture for me. That's what I try to do. It's one of the ways you get a good following on YouTube is updating regularly. And also, I kind of think that being able to put out as much stuff as I do gets a lot of goodwill from you guys, so that if I have to go somewhere or I have to be away for a little bit, you guys can like wait 4 days for me to come back or do whatever I'm doing. Bad sitcom idea, like I've gotten a bad sitcom idea with Eldar, Space Marine, Orc, Tau, and Trajan's Vault. That's actually a pretty funny idea. But I am currently inundated with ideas, so I kind of have to pick and choose which ones I'm going to do. There's a lot of stuff, and I'm already trying to work my way through the other top bad writing prompts that people challenged me to do, which has been fun. It's allowing me to do some different stuff. It's weird that The Emperor's Daughter is the first story that I had where psychers feature prominently. Let's see. What armies do you have, if you have any at all? I have an orc army, and then I have a Tyranid army, which is currently gathering dust. I don't have anyone to play with around, and I've honestly I'm not up on the codexes. I'd have to like spend a bunch of money to get caught up and really get. Basically, the game is more money than I have. Even going to Amazon or like buying things off Amazon or getting used stuff or pre-painted things, I can't. It's too expensive, and I don't have the time. But I played some. I haven't. I don't think I haven't played for a couple of editions. Yep. Now we know who to sick the Inquisitors on. Sorry, Eric. I done outed you. Let's see. Yeah, I'm down to answer questions, but I'm like, I don't want to react to every bad prompt. Like, I like that you guys really like that and you're really into it, and I'm down to continue to do the terrible writing prompt challenge. But I'm probably going to keep those things into particular videos. So I might make a poll where it's like, all right, or like do another video where I get another pile of challenges from you guys, and then make a poll out of that and then do it again. That might be a thing I do again to get a new stack of them once I finish the current stack that I have. Let's see. How big is the big boss, Snowman? Big, real big. Do you think anything will ever happen with Trays in the Infinites Krork? Meh. I don't think the Krork are kind of weird. Because they're not very, they're like, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. I don't want to speculate on it because I don't know what they do with the Krork, because I think they're kind of hard to write. They're like big, and that's kind of it. It's like they're big and they're dangerous and they're like the craziest thing ever, which is like a lot of stuff in 40K. So I don't know exactly what they do with it. Kill team shouldn't be extremely expensive. Yeah, but I am extremely poor. I'm making my money off YouTube. That's just fine. I'm currently in school, and I also I am not. Yeah. Eric is fine. Say I've been enjoying your stories. They've helped me get through these past 5 months. It's not been an easy time. Honestly, being able to write stuff has helped. My only regret was that I didn't have this idea earlier in quarantine, um, where so I could spend my time a bit more usefully. Um, Still like but thank you, Pink Gibbous. Still like the idea of the implications of an Astartes, an angel of death with thousands of years of know-how trounced by an elevator. Yeah, well, that's one of the ones. I'm pretty sure that's one of the ones where they that's one of the prompts. It'll get done. Have any of the Inquisitors in your stories ever declared exterminatus on a world? No, not yet. I am not a big fan of using exterminatus unless it's like an extreme situation. The big, most famous use of exterminatus was of like a shit ton of exterminatus was Cryptman when he was trying to delay the Tyranids and send them into the Octaria system, um, where they basically evacuated the worlds and then exterminatus them. People think exterminatus happens willy-nilly, and it just doesn't. It happens when a planet's freaking lost, where the chaos is there now. Like you either need to blow it up, or that's going to be a chaos planet. So unless that's happening in my story, I absolutely don't like planet destroying is a thing that is a dangerous narrative tool. You can't do it too much, or else it doesn't mean anything. New to the stream, who's the git on the screen? This is a Snotling. I'm doing a Q&A session we now have a fair number of people. So what we're doing now is we're doing a Q&A. I'm kind of going to go on for a little bit longer doing this, just kind of hanging out with you guys. And now that we've got like a nice, healthy group of people, I'm going to go on for a little bit longer, but then I want to do a role play with you guys. I talked about it a little earlier, where you guys, where I want to do a story that is essentially a roguelike, where you guys start off as a Snotling, and you're trying to grow an orc tribe. And basically what happens is as you go and do stuff in the game, if you die, you just come back again. So if you go out as a Snotling and you get eaten by something, you'll come back as another Snotling. But as you kind of grow the orc village or the orc tribe, you'll have access to more stuff. So you'll get squigs and grots and orcs. And I think the plan is eventually you guys will be able to be an orc war boss. And that's like the goal. That's when the story's kind of going to end. And this is going to be the basis for the story. I'm not going to do it like event for event because role-playing games don't directly translate well to stories. Like I'm going to change things around so that things are funnier. But it'll still be like it's still going to be a good basis for like what the story is going to be. So we will get to that in a bit. I'm gonna answer some more questions. Have you considered doing anything Death Watch related? As it could be fun. There's a Death Watch Marine that's in the Og story. I haven't talked a whole lot about him. He was the pilot. He still exists. Is Gradius a Gretchen or a Snotling? He's a Gretchen. Snotlings are dumb. Snotlings are dumber than orcs. Do Snotlings even grow? Everything grows. I'm sure there are bigger or smaller Snotlings. We're gonna miss RP for class. Don't muck it up, you gits. Yep, that's what's gonna be. Don't Snotlings get eaten by bigger orcs? Yep. Orcs eat everything that's smaller than them. Like orcs will eat anything. They will eat anything. Would you ever use Kaldor Drago as Kaldor Drago in a story? Maybe. I never want to say no, but I don't have anything on the horizon coming up. Speaking of snotlings, will you be featuring one in the stories? Yes, this one, this guy right here. As you guys roleplay today in the role playing session, this snotling and however many snotlings you maniacs run through will be the characters of the story until you guys start growing squigs and grots and orcs and things. What is my favorite story that I have written? It's hard to say. There are individual stories that I'm pretty proud of. I think the Astara Triangle, Og the Ogren and the Astara Triangle, and then Og the Ogren and the Blood of Heroes are pretty big for me. They're big climactic parts of Og's story, and were very emotional for me to write too. But I like a lot. I'd have to go back and look because I have like 100 stories at this point, and I can't think of all of them at the same time. My tiny brain can't. But the popular ones are pretty good. I love writing Gitslaya because it's stupid. There's a lot of things. I also like a bunch of the single stories I write, but that those seem to be less appealing. But that's okay. People don't seem as big on my single one-off stories, but whatever. People like the series. That's cool. More people come back for those. Is that cat hair in the back? No, I don't have a kitty. I have a dog, and there's dog hair everywhere. I actually ran this over with a lint brush to try to get the dog hair off, but there's just dog hair everywhere. I have 2 dogs. I have a pit mix. He's a big-headed goofball, and I have a shepherd mix. He's a big fluffy goofball. Have you ever considered DMing a Warhammer RP game? Well, that's lit. Well, sort of. This is going to be simplified here, but I will do it. See how things go. Did you come up with the Ogre Prayer? Did you find it somewhere else? I wrote it. Is mine. I was inspired because somebody posted a thing on Reddit which was talking about Ogrins being comforted with children's prayers before a big dangerous mission, and I combined that with the story of orcs or Ogren being afraid of getting into chimeras and transports and things. But no, I wrote it. Not much stuff that I have that I didn't write. Some things I just do voice stuff. Like if I was in a rush, I would just be like, here's a quote from a thing, and I'm just going to read it. And that's my thing. I got to go do other stuff. So, let's see. Gitslayer is like an 80s action film. It kind of is. It has the same pacing. Same kind of villain, too. Captain Crump, Gitslayer, and Emperor ever cross paths? Juggling characters gets hard because I have to make a distinct voice for each one. And a lot of those orcs, like Captain Crump is different, but Gitslayer and Emperor and Gutsmangle have very similar voices. The rules for the RP with Snotlings, like I said, it's going to be simple, and I'll go over the rules again when we start, which will be somewhat soon. It'll be somewhat soon, but it's not going to be very hard. It's essentially, you guys try to do something, and I'm going to roll a die to see if you do it. And things are going to roll dice to try to hit you, or you're going to fall into hazards, or whatever the danger thing is. Whatever the danger thing is, I will roll some dice and we'll figure out what's going to happen. The way you guys choose your actions is going to be by kind of democratically, you guys are going to all post what you want to do in the chat. And if whatever seems to be the consensus, that'll be the thing that we do. I don't mind if you guys want to argue, but whatever most people want to do, that'll be what we do. Or people can donate on a super chat, and then the super chat will just be the thing that we do. And I just want to make sure, I don't want you guys to donate and then not get your thing. So like, don't have two people trying to donate. As much as it would be really cool for me if people tried to outbid each other for the next thing you guys do, I don't want people to pay money and not get a benefit out of it. That's kind of what I want to do with super chats. Like, I want you guys to get something out of your super chats. But I kind of want to get started on the role play in a little bit. I got my dicey. I have my electronic high tech dice roller. So we will find out what you guys want to do, but we'll we can ease into it. Meanwhile, someone out there, I want to seduce the Dark Eldar. D100, just not a D20. You don't like D20? It's no different. It's like high numbers good, low numbers bad. It's just there's 100 numbers on that die, and there's one die here, and I have to roll 2 dice in order to get a D100. Any ideas for Grot characters in your stories that are not chumps but actual characters that do stuff? Grotolanius Pyle. He just got introduced as a character in De Emperor. He's doing stuff. You guys will have can we call the first Snotling Snottiest the First? You guys will have a chance to name it. That's going to be the first thing chat gets to do. But I will also ask you guys to be like, we're gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna try to keep you guys focused, because once the role playing starts, I'm going to be doing that and not responding to like questiony things. 3 point. I hate D20s. Played D&D 3.5. The maths in that made me allergic to D20s. 3.5 is what I mostly did. I'm very familiar with 3.5, and it's probably the system I am second most comfortable running. But it is an old classic, or relatively old. It's classic for me. Some older heads might be like, no, I like second edition. I like calculating Thaco. But I think I'm ready. We're past the half-hour mark, which is about what I wanted to, and we got about 47 people, and that's typically a big. That's about how many people I get in these streams. Maybe it goes up to 50. I think one of the Og ones we had like 70 people at one point. But Og's best boy, and everyone wants to listen to Og. That's cool. I like Og. But I'm down to get started on role playing if you guys are, because I'm ready to go. BGC Vitan, love your works. Also a prompt: Exodites fighting each other in an uncivil war. Uncivil War, I think it can be quite brutish given their primitive technology. Elf dinosaur fights. The Exodites are one of those things that is like the part of me that loves Godzilla movies. It's like I like taking dinosaurs and knocking over stuff, and that's the dinosaur riding elves kind of satisfy that for me. But thank you super much, BGC Vitan. All right, is everybody ready to go? I am super down to get started in the role play. Everybody ready to good? Then give me a I'm good, or I'm good to go, or ready. Got yes, let's go. Elf dinosaur. Let's do this. All right, cool. All right, so I'm going to reiterate the rules one more time just for new people. And if anyone gets confused, guys, if anyone's in chat who doesn't know what's going on, people who know what's going on in chat, please inform newcomers who want to know what the heck's going on. You guys are going to be playing a Snotling. If you die, that's hilarious because Snotlings die a lot, and you will respawn as a Snotling until you can unlock higher forms of Orcoid because you've built the settlement big enough to handle them. The way everything's going to work is chat is going to decide on the actions of the grot. It's going to be democratic, so if everyone's like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, I'm going to look at what everyone wants to do, and then we'll choose the thing that everyone wants to do. If you donate a super chat, then we'll do your thing. We'll do the thing. It's like, I want to do this, and you kind of want to, you really want to do this one thing. You can donate, you can do a super chat, and then you can decide what happens. If someone donates a super chat to decide something, I don't want people overlapping their super chats. Not that I mind you guys throwing a lot of money at me, but I don't want you to lose out on your value of your super chat of like so you donate $2 to get something to happen, and then somebody donates $10 to do something different. I don't want to be in the situation where the person who donated $2 can't get they donated something and didn't get anything out of it. So, all right, that's enough of me blabbering on. Let's go ahead and get started. The very first thing that you feel is warmth. You can't see anything. You are surrounded by almost like this thin membrane, but you can feel a little bit of warmth on the top of your head. And the warmth, it feels really good. It feels really good, and you want to move towards, you can move your arms, you can move your legs, and you have kind of a, and the first thing is as you feel this, thank you, Joseph Eastham, as you feel this warmth coming down onto your head, and you ponder your next move, you delicately pick your nose in deep, profound Snotling thought. All right, so you guys feel kind of this pleasant warmth above you. Can't see anything. You can move your arms and legs. What you guys doing? You're also picking your nose. Thank you, Joseph. We got one want to sleep more. Look at pants. Where are they? Do we have pants yet? Look for food. Punch the warmth. Hey, we're gonna also keep this suitable for work. What we got? All right, we got people wanting to sleep more, crawl up. We got a couple people want to eat the booger. That's probably the limit of like how gross I'm willing to get with these guys. I'm willing to. All right, we got climb out, eat booger. What do you want to do? Let's go eat, climb. Let's go eat, climb. Eat or climb. You guys are I'm gonna reiterate, this is the basis for my story. I'm gonna be editing this, you weirdos. Climb, eat, climb, kind of even, eat. Oh, eat's coming in. All right, eat. You guys eat the booger. All right. You still have this kind of pleasant warmth that's above you. It's like you. All right. Are you guys ready to climb? Are you done eating? Are you done eating things? Ready to climb? Hey, this is my fault. Y'all may be degenerates, but I was the one who came up with this idea. So, whatever. Climb. All right, climbing. You guys climb through, you guys basically press upwards, and you can feel the membrane that encases you, the little cocoon, the fungal cocoon that you gestated in, and you push through it. and beyond it is like warm, loose soil. And like you get this as it kind of collapses into your little cocoon, you kind of feel this you're gonna get this real earthy smell of like damp, rich soil, and you begin climbing out. As you are, and it takes you a little while. It's not easy. The soil's loose, but you are a tiny little snotling who is not very good at things. And you manage to reach the top, climb out of the soil, and around you is a verdant forest. There's huge trees. They tower over you because the trees are very big, bigger than a normal forest that we might have, just a typical woods here on Earth. These trees are huge, and you are very, very tiny. So the trees are just to walk around a stump is an appreciable walk for you. All around you, you see that there's like kind of a dark patch in the soil that's around you, and you see a number of mushrooms popping out. So that's what you guys see. You guys see, and you also can smell the mushrooms, and the mushrooms smell good. The mushrooms smell good. Remember, you guys, if people are coming in and they don't know what's going on, you guys tell them what the story is, please. All right, so we see eat the soil, eat the mushroom. Turns out we were in a manure pit. Spoiler alert, the nutrients in dirt are all manure. It's all something's manure. Eat mushrooms, eat mushrooms. So what's going on right now? You guys are a snotling. You climbed out of the ground. We're doing a chat role play. Eat soil. Okay, so I think we got two things. We got eat soil, eat the mushrooms. What are you guys down for? Eat soil, eat the mushrooms. All right. One or the other. We're going to start counting them up now. Eat soil, eat mushrooms. That's been the thing that people want to do. Mushrooms, eat mushrooms, shrooms, 3 shrooms, 4 shrooms, 5 shrooms, mushrooms. 1 soil. Looks like we're getting a fair bit more mushrooms. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so you guys pick up the mushroom. It does smell and look really good. This is kind of like a green and white sort of pale mushroom. You pick it up, look at the cap, smell it, chomp right into it, and you were kind of hungry after climbing out of the soil. It wasn't easy. And as you do so, you feel like more invigorated. Now, as you're kind of eating, the wind picks up a little bit, and you get a breeze coming through, and you guys smell 2 different distinct smells. Now, snotlings are not very smart. You don't really understand this on a intellectual level. You understand this on an instinctual level of you have this kind of desire that things need to go. You just sort of have this vague understanding that you need to put things on the pile. Putting things on the pile is good, because that will help. And things that are good to go on the pile smell a certain way. And you smell something that's kind of very rank and earthy and pungent. You basically smell a dung sort of smell from one direction into the forest. The air shifts again, and you guys smell a completely different smell. This one smells much stronger of rotting flesh and meat, which is in the other direction. So you got 2 different smells that both smell like they could probably go on the pile, and they would be good things to put on the patch. So why don't we decide? Some people are talking about maybe getting some equipment, like picking up sticks or something. We'll do that in a second. let's first decide where we're going to go. So what are you guys thinking? Let's figure out where we're going to go, and then we can. And some people are talking about picking up some stuff. You guys want to go get the dung, or do you want to go try to find whatever the rotten meat smell is? Okay, I got meat or dung. We got meat, flesh, meat pile, rotten flesh. Got one. I collect the dung. Meat. Okay. This looks mostly like it's gonna be the rotten meat. Okay. So we got some requests. Okay, so you guys are gonna head off in the direction of the rotten meat. But all right, you guys look around. I'm going to let you, whatever you can find on a forest floor that you'd like to take with you, I will let you guys bring 3 things with you. One in one hand, one in the other hand, and because this is a family channel, you guys were born with a little loincloth that you can stick something in the band of your loincloth. You just have it. We're a PG-13 group here, people. We're being all right, so what sort of things do you guys want to pick up? Go. Let's see. You guys can post 3 things. So you can post 1, 2, 3. Like, what are the 3 things you want to get, and then I'll pick like the 3 most common things that pop up. Because it definitely seems like people want stick. Okay, let's take a look. Take a look. Got a pokey stick, sharp rock, pointy stick, rock, big stick, rock, mushroom ration. I've seen a couple people with poison mushrooms. You don't have it there. You don't like the mushrooms that you have right now are edible. You don't have any. You don't smell. You know what they smell like. Again, on an instinctual basis. Mushroom, stick, rock. Okay. Mushroom ration, a stick, and a rock. Okay, that sounds fair. And thus, it seems that probably that's the most common things. Stick, mushroom, rock. I'll say you guys stick the mushroom kind of in the band of your loincloth. Or maybe let's say you got a pocket. You're a super fancy snotling. You got a loincloth with a little pouch. So you guys now have it, and you're heading towards the rotten meat smell. Okay. As you begin walking towards the smell, you can kind of hear flapping. You don't know what flapping sounds like, but you hear that's sort of you hear the and you see something kind of fly overhead. You instinctively duck because that's the nature of what you do. You're like, no, and you kind of duck, and you see where the thing flies to. The sharp BGC Vitan, the sharp stick was a tree root. Okay, you tear up a sharp stick that was made from a tree root. Thank you very much, BGC Vitan. Thank you very much for the donation. All right. So you guys see this this creature, feathers, beak, there's no feathers around the head. It's all kind of bald around the head, and you see a number of these winged creatures pecking at the carcass of something. You can't tell what it used to be. It looks like it. If you could count that high, you could tell that there were 4 limbs on this creature, but that's about it. All right, so you guys got 3 of these bird things that are around the meat that you know is a good thing to drag back to the pile. That's gonna be a good thing to do. Okay. So, what do people want to do? You got a stick, you got a rock. You have your mushroom. You have it's basically like they looks like they kind of dragged this carcass into a clearing for them to eat. So there were like trees around and stuff. So let's take a look and see what we got. Hide, run to the pit, dig up some friends. Throw stone, flying meat, chase after the flying thing, multiply meat, throw rock, rock go fast. People seem to be wanting to throw the rock. All right, we're gonna go. Rock seems to be the most popular. All right, let's go ahead and roll to see if you guys hit with rock. Good old rock, that beats anything. So you take your little snotling arm and you wind it up and you close one eye to aim and you flick it. And it clocks one of the birds right in the head and it cries out and it like you catch it right in the face. You hit it right in the eye. That one like flaps and flutters and kind of is like limping away. Like it is like, ow, that is not fun. That's way more trouble for food than I want. The other two birds square up and they start looking real big, and they're kind of like hopping towards you, and they're like making ugly noises at you. So good old rock. Rock beats everything. You guys have downed one of the birds. And you are now without a rock. You have your pointy stick. All right, so you got two birds in front of you. They're kind of mantling. They're fluffing their feathers out to look real big. You guys threw the rock. You don't have a rock now. Rocks don't return. You can try to see if there's a rock lying around. Let's give you guys a chance to come up with some stuff. I got stabbing them. Some people are saying gather a rock and throw it. Pick the stick, point it in the air, and start screaming and jumping to scare. So try to scare them off. That's another idea. Pick up another rock. Get another rock. Sharp root stab. Roll to charge. Poke the birds. All right, we got a couple of ideas. Let's go with. Ooh, somebody's wanted to give the mushroom to the birds. See if you can bribe them. See if you can point them. All right, let's see. Charge and stab. Some people tried to scare it. Intimidation. Gathering rocks. We're a little bit of a mix, but I think charging and stabbing is currently the best. Is currently the most popular thing. Tame bird with mushrooms. And that's going to be a heck of a thing to do. You are a snotling. You are taming a non-squig creature is a fairly challenging thing for an orc. Okay. I think what we're going to do is we're going to combine stab and scare because you guys kind of are like yell and run at it and stab. Okay, so you guys go, and like we're waving your stick around. I'm going to do an intimidation check for you. You guys are not very big, but you can make a lot of noise. Okay, the birds kind of look at you and are like, "What? No, we are much bigger and scarier than you are," and they kind of fluff out their wings more. And then they look more surprised when you start charging them. So you run forward and you have your pointy root stick. So I rolled for scream. You guys did not roll well on the scream. Let's go for stab. Okay, you run up and you jam the pointy stick into the bird and you begin kind of like sticks really good inside it. And you kind of start bashing it around. Birds are not super heavy. They're very light. and you get it really good, and it like freaks out and kind of like also like flaps away kind of weakly. And yeah, it's a scavenger. It's not looking for a fight, but they thought they could bully you. The other one isn't scared off though yet. So you've conked one, you've stabbed the other. The remaining one is is like walks up to you and like is and is actually gonna try to vomit on you guys. I don't know if you know this, but vultures can vomit on you, and vulture stomach acid is full of disease, and is acid that's much stronger than the stomach acid of human beings, which is really strong. Okay. So you guys catch a big wad of acid to the face. And like your face is like beginning to peel away, and like you're like sputtering as you're trying to like wipe it off of you, and it's this bird is just, you did not expect it to like puke on you. All right, so you've charged, you got one. You guys are not looking so good. You're only a snotling. If you take another hit, bird is probably going to get you, and you're going to have to get another one. I'm going to roll to see if it got in your eyes. If it got in your eyes, you guys are blinded. Yeah, it got in your eyes. You guys cannot see. So you're going to kind of have to get lucky, or else this guy's gonna bite it. All right. All right, what do you guys want to do? You can't see right now. You got a bird. You got a pointy stick made from a root. Swing wildly. We got a bunch of wahs. Swing wildly. Swing wildly. Dodge roll. Grab sand in both hands and throw in general direction and try to headbutt. Blind charge. Bash, stick, good hit. Blind stabbing, pray to Gork and Mork. That's a couple of good ideas. Let's. All right, we're gonna go ahead and vote. So if you said something, go ahead and say it again and make your choice. Rush into it and rub the acid vomit onto itself. Fall back, get more weapons. Wah energy. Wah. Who's down for flailing? Who's down for like wild, like charge it, wild stabbing, flailing. Somebody says try to dodge out of the way. Somebody wants to try to pray to Gork and Mork. Pray to Gork and Mork and stab. Somebody's saying fall back, get more weapons. But I think Maximus, that's only you are saying that. Somebody flail. All right. You guys are I'm gonna go ahead and say you guys pray to Gork and Mork, and you are going to try to flail. Okay. You flail once, and you're gonna have to. Let me see what else we got. All right. You basically, in your little tiny snotling mind, say, "Dear Gork and Mork, don't let me die!" Wah! And you begin like wildly flailing around and just like biting and kicking and screeching and whacking with your stick, pointy root stick, and you're just screaming like a maniac. And you just like bash and stab and punch and kick until you hear like something crack in the bird, and the bird kind of like limps off and like can't quite get back up to flying, and basically kind of hops away. You guys cannot see, but you can smell. You still have a big nose, and you can smell two things. You can smell the big stinky meat thing, which is right in front of you, and you can still smell kind of the rich aroma of that earthy smell of the camp where the mushrooms are. So yeah, you guys are feeling as orky as a grot can. You just as a snotling beat off 3 vulture-like creatures. All right, so we're taking. Some people want to chase after to try to kill the birds. You are blind. Do you want to try to drag the carcass back, or do you want to try to go follow after the wounded bird that couldn't fly? You guys, are we able to rub face in the dirt and get the vomit off the face? You guys can try. Like, what we're gonna next thing is what you guys are gonna do: drag carcass, meat time, meat carcasses. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that you guys kind of instinctively like rub, like you're getting the acid off of yourself, and you get a little bit on your hands, which also starts to chafe them, but it is no longer actively eating away at your face. Your eyes are kind of pinched closed. It's not clear if like what you got in your face is going to permanently damage you. Orcs are fairly hardy, and even like the snotlings and grots are they're easy to kill, but their physiology is very simple, and they have fairly tough regenerative properties. So you guys might get your sight back. You grab the carcass and begin dragging it in the direction of the camp, and as you do so, you stumble into a couple trees on your way back. You just kind of bonk into them because you're blind and you can't see where you're going. So you just kind of ow, oof, donk, you like kick the tree. You're mad. Eventually, you bring the rotten meat back, and you just drag it onto, and you're like struggling with it, and then you feel like suddenly the weight kind of becomes lighter, and you can feel that other grots are helping to carry, that are helping you to carry the meat back to the place. Like it looks like 3 more grots, or 3 more snotlings rather, not grots. 3 more snotlings have popped out of the ground since you went on your scavenging adventure. So you guys put it back on the pile, and one of the other snotlings kind of is like you're slowly getting your vision back. You guys are kind of like Han Solo when he was coming out of the carbonite. He can't really see much. You basically kind of have blurry vision at this point. You can open your eyes. You're kind of like squinting. You kind of feel like you have sand in your eyes, and you're like blinking and can't see very well. So you guys have like blurry vision. And now that you can see a couple of blurry shapes in front of you, you can tell they're snotlings, and you can also tell that you are bigger than they are. So they're going to do what you tell them to do. So in your little tiny snotling brain, you have a couple of instincts. One is to eat. You have the mushrooms. You guys are going to be good on food. The other things that you guys will need to secure to start everything off and to be able to survive super basically is you guys need to build shelter. You need to build shelter, and you need to find water. So you guys basically have a number of grots that you can assign, or a number of snotlings that you can just tell to do stuff. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna start. Sorry, I had to kind of get through that description. I didn't get any. Making sure I didn't get any. So what do you guys want to do? The initial survival things you need to get are food, shelter, and water. You guys got food. You're going to have food growing out of the ground with the mushrooms, and you basically fed the pile with the rotten meat. You should be good for that, but you need to get shelter and water yet. All right, so what do you guys want to do? Half on shelter, half on water. You got 3. You can't split 3 in half. You can rip one of the snotlings in half if you want. And send his... Oh, Old Man Skeletal, making it simple for us. Thank you for the donation. That's appreciable. Get 2 snots to build, while you and the other one go get water. All right, that's going to be what we're doing. Okay, so you have to probably go a little bit farther into the woods. But you have another snotling for you, and you're in charge. You got the stick. Do you want to arm the other snotling kind of in a similar manner? Somebody said they kind of wanted to make a bone club. You did bring back a carcass. If you guys want to get some bone equipment, I don't mind you doing that while we're here too. All right, you guys are currently boss snot, so you get first choice of going through the rotten meat and getting stuff too. You guys want to make a bone club, bone spear, and you can also. So let's say that the other snot is going to be armed the way you were when you first went out. So rock, mushroom, and pointy stick. Bone club seems to I think bone club seems to be the most common. And you have enough. Yeah, you guys go ahead and make a bone club. You might be able to go through the bones later and see if you can make some armor, but you might want to do that after you kind of secure some survival stuff first. So you basically like rip off one of the femurs and get like a nice hefty bone club. You don't have to change it that much. Like a spear, you'd need to like break off a piece of it and then get it to be pointy and then stab stuff. But you guys got a bone club. You probably you guys can get a nice new shiny rock or whatever you want. So you got a bone club and you got a rock. And you guys are ready to go look for water. All right, before we go off and do this, you guys enjoying yourselves? You guys having fun? Just working out for you? I'm going to take a bite of my sandwich. I made a sandwich before I started this thing, and it's just been sitting there. I need to eat something. I'm a real streamer now. I'm eating on stream. I'm glad you guys are having fun. I'm glad we're doing this. I've been wanting to run games for a while. Just need to take a drink and eat a little bit. Oh, you guys are kind of like somebody said the snotlings aren't stupid enough. Alejandro Ramirez. Well, you're also the player, and the player is always smarter than the basic critter. Okay, so you have a bone club, and you have a snotling that's with you, who is armed with a pointy stick and a rock. You also have a rock. You guys both have mushroom rations, and you guys head out looking for water. The other snotlings are set about building some simple structures with just like sticks and rocks and stack some things up and have a place for you guys. The other snotlings are like piling up rocks that they can use for throwing. They don't have to take it with them. They can just pile them up. So they have some throwing rocks and they're starting to build some shelters. So you guys go, and you guys are still banged up, and you're probably not gonna. You're basically at half health, but because you are fighting, you are a little bit bigger than the other snotlings. Like you're already, snotlings don't get real big, but there's difference in sizes among them. So you guys are walking along, and your big bat-like ear kind of perks up, and you think you hear water in the distance. And you, being a big brain snotling, realize that you're going to need something to carry the water with. You're not going to be able to bring much water back, and you're not going to be able to store it anywhere unless you have something to put it into. All right. So what do you guys want to do? You hear water in the distance, and you also realize that you probably need to get something in order to carry the water back. Mushroom bucket. Return to camp, skin bird. Well, the bird isn't the thing you guys killed. There's like a carcass of something, but it does have like skin and stuff you might be able to use. Like there's kind of grab some leaves to make bowls. Snotling don't get it tall. Don't get tall. It gets thick. Mushroom bucket. I don't know. Like I guess you try to scoop stuff up in the cap. Animals nearby you can skin and make water bags out of. You have the carcass back at base. You might be able to get some stuff out of there. Carve wood for a bowl. Use skin. Mushroom bucket. Send a snotling to drink lots of water and spit it out. Cut out the other stomach, the other snotling stomach emergency bag. Find bag squig. You guys don't have any squigs popping out yet. Dig a channel for water. You guys are going to be a long way, and you're going to be digging through roots and stuff to get that to actually be like an aqueduct. Like you're talking about building like irrigation, and that would be a thing to do for snotlings. All right, Maximus, Maximus suggests rolling for perception. Let's roll randomly to see if your mushroom is deep. You might like if you scoop out like the little the weird flaps, if you scoop that out. Let's roll. I'm going to roll randomly to see if it's what. Okay, it's flat. You don't have like a deep mushroom. The stuff that you have now, like mushrooms will eventually grow that snotlings use as tools. But right now you only have the ones that are food. So you guys want to roll for perception, see if you can see anything around? Let's do a look around. See if you guys can find something good. Okay. Looking around, you guys managed to find, after looking around for a while, you find a skull. You find a skull that's been kind of broken apart, and you can kind of use the dome of the skull to kind of scoop up water. It's just a dead animal that rotted away a long time ago. What the skull of what? It's a you can't really tell. It doesn't look like it has sharp, pointy teeth. It is an animal that has like flat, grinding teeth. Skull bucket. All right, you guys got a skull bucket. All right, and you're by the water. I'm going to have you guys roll another perception. Okay. So you get to the edge of the water, and the water looks beautiful. It is like reflecting off like the bright shiny sun is reflecting off the surface of the water. It's like a nice, pleasant, babbling brook. Well, more than a brook. It's like a pretty healthy stream. Like you could put a canoe in this stream and float on it. So it is, and it looks fairly deep too. So who's gonna go get the water? Yeah, water looks fairly clean. You can't see a whole lot because again, it's the brightness of the sun is like reflecting off it, so you can't see the quality of the water super well, but like it doesn't smell bad. Okay, you gonna get the water? Make the other snotling get the water? What you guys gonna do? Get the water ourselves? Make the other snotling do it? We got even votes on that. Right now, Mr. Sims, if people come back in, if you guys can be spot on and help fill people in on what's going on, that would be awesome. Get the other snotling to do it. We should drink the water first and bring it back so we can conserve traveling time. Make the other one get it. Kick the other snotling into the water. Make the other one do it. Assert dominance. Okay, so you guys are going to make the other snotling do it. You hand him the skull bucket, and they move over to the edge of the water, and they go reach down to like scoop up some water. And as they do so, like this very large fish, it looks kind of like a pike, jumps up out of the water and like catches the other snotling by the head and drags it into the water, and you see it like flailing in the water. He drops the skull bucket, and the skull bucket is like starting to float away. So the one guy, so you like it's not super far away. It hasn't like washed way down river, but you need to like step into the water to like grab it, or like you need to put yourself kind of in danger to get the skull bucket back. This fish is also a lot bigger than the vultures that you guys fought. Pikes are huge and they're extremely dangerous. All right, we got a couple of things. Risk it for the bucket, so like jump in and try to get it. Somebody says go get a long stick. Somebody wants you to, and let's go with long stick. Get the skull bucket, or dive in and see if you can help the other snotling. What do you guys want to do? Get the bucket, get a stick to get the bucket, go try to rescue your friend. And a reminder to everyone, if you were like, I wanted this thing to happen, you can do a super chat and make the thing that you want happen. Okay, jump after skull, poke the other snot so he bleeds to attract attention and grab the skull. The other snotling is in the mouth of this thing. It looks like it's still wiggling, but it's not. It is gonna get killed if you leave it. Get bucket, long stick, get the bucket, use long stick, get bucket. Rescue friend, get bucket, bash fish, get stick to get bucket, long stick, bucket, help friend, stick for bucket. All right, so you guys are like, okay, I'm not. That's a big thing. I'm not an orc. I'm not a grot. I'm a snotling. I'm very small. That thing is very, very big. Oh, we got somebody forcing the issue. Wah, club the fish in the eye. All right, gonna go be a hero. And let's see if we can rescue our friend. BGC Vitan. Wah! You are just full of the orky spirit today. So let's take a look. Okay. You like jump in and you realize immediately that this is like way deeper than you realized. and the fish is like a little bit out of your range. So as soon as you step off into the water, you are like you can no longer can feel your feet. So you're like you can't get like you don't have good leverage to swing anymore. So unfortunately, you were unable to get the fish. Let's see how your friend's doing. I'm going to give your friend a chance. He might be one lucky snot, but I think he's dead. I'm going to give him a small chance of being able to get out. No. Okay. Next round, the pike chomps down your friend. He is very much gone. There's blood in the water. He is gone. The skull bucket is now appreciably away. You'd have to like now get out of the water and then run downstream to try to catch it. You are in the water. The pike might come for you next, or it might be full. It's not. It is not. Yeah, you are not in a good position right now. So you're in the water. Skull bucket's floating away. Fish just ate your friend. What do you guys want to do? Up to you guys. Let's see what everyone's contemplating. Get out of water. Swim after bucket. Get out. This ain't gonna go well. Okay, we got get out of water. Get out of water and go for the skull bucket. Okay, do you guys want to? You guys can get out of the water and then try to run along. You're probably going to go fast. You can swim downstream. That might be faster, or you can get out and then run alongside the stream to get your skull bucket. Swim down, bucket, get out and then run. Let's go. I think you guys want to go for the skull bucket. You guys want to swim for it, or do you guys want to get out and run? Let's see what the swim after bucket. Get out, run, get out, get bucket, get out of the water. All right. I think you guys are mostly saying get out of the water and going to go get the thing. So let's go ahead. We're gonna go do that. You guys, you don't have to roll to get out of the water. You manage to get out. Pike, you don't. It like swims off. Big fish. And then you start running along after the skull bucket, and eventually the bank of the stream curves, and there's kind of a shallower area, and it kind of like washes up on some sandy, like a silty sandy shore, and you can and it's in kind of the shallow water, and you can pick it up. You can also go ahead and pick up the water if you want. Yeah, we're gonna get out. We got out and ran. You guys went and scooped up the water. I assume you guys want to go back and give the and get the water back to the others. Run for you. You guys got the bucket. You have the bucket. It basically went downstream for a while, and then the stream turned, and the flow slowed down, and it managed to like float over to along the bank, and you can grab it fairly easily, and you can see that there's not big fish in there to get you. Get water, go boys. All right. You scoop up the water, and you're heading back. You're being very careful. I'm going to go ahead and roll and see how good you are about not spilling the water. Yeah, you spill like a little bit, but you have the majority of the water makes it back fine. Yeah, water looks okay. It doesn't smell bad, and it looks fairly clear from what you can tell. So So you guys can right now. There's this pick flowers to boss. Right now, you are the boss. There are only snotlings around. There's nothing. There's nothing else right now. Yep. So you guys are heading back, and you have your water. You carefully manage to pick your way back, and by the time you get back, you see that the other. Let's see how well. I'm going to roll for the other snots. See how well they did on building stuff. Okay, not very well. You are. It kind of becomes apparent that you're the brains of the group. And without the leader around, the two remaining snots that were supposed to be building stuff, they built a little bit of stuff. Like they're starting to. They basically stuck a couple sticks in the ground to kind of be like a couple of like Y-shaped sticks in the ground to kind of start to build a shelter. But it seems like when you come back, they're like arguing with each other and like yelling at each other and not agreeing because they're both kind of the same size. You are the boss, snot with the water and the bone, and so you're the one. You might have to like knock some heads together to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. All right, we got. Let's show them how it's done. Scold them and do it yourself. Lazy, beat him with club. Those are all pretty good suggestions. Put water safe in screen. So make sure you put water in safe screen. Dig a hole. Give them the wall. All right. I think. Okay, you guys set the water down. Let's do that first because you don't want to spill the water. You guys gonna knock the other snotlings around and tell them what to do? Beat one of them to death with a skull bucket. All right, Lorenzo, you're the boss. Thank you, Lorenzo, for $2. Your wish is my command. You got your. You're gonna spill all that water. You're gonna have to go get more water. But okay. Yeah, you basically just go over to the one that's squabbling, and like you clonk it over the head, and immediately like you just crush its skull with the heavier skull. You spill a bunch of the water, and you're down to one snot now. However, it looks like more are starting to come out. You get another one. You get another one popping out. Like snots are take very little time to pop out. So you now have shown you're the boss. You killed one of the other snots. You get another snot coming out. So you have two currently. And you're telling them how to do it. So all right. So you guys get to decide what do you want to do for setting up the for shelter. What do you want to? Somebody suggested holes. Somebody suggested like we could do above ground shelters with like a simple thing to cover to keep the rain off or whatever. What do you guys want? What do you guys want to do? You also don't have water now. Like you're going to have to. You do know there's a safe place to go get water, which is kind of more important than having water. Is you know where there's shallow water, where it's clean, where you can safely retrieve it. It's a use. Love your work. Oh, thank you. Mad Jackal. Love your work. Sorry I can't hang around. Got to get back to work. Appreciate the donation. Thank you very much, Mad Jackal. It's real cool. All right, underground shelter. I think we got the most things for underground. You're going to get these guys digging. Well, now that your skull thing is empty also, you can use that as a scoop. You can use that as a shovel if you guys want. Pick flowers for poison. Night Crassus, you're very much about this flowers thing. Might be a thing to do, but I think we're currently trying to get the basic settlement set up and securing food, shelter, and water. You guys got food in the form of mushrooms. You now have access to water, and it shouldn't be too. It's not that big of a walk, as long as you're not attacked by something like that's on land or in the air. You know a way that you can get water so that you're not at risk of getting attacked by large fish. Underground shelter, big den with a boulder to block off predators. Build a shovel. Let's use skull as a scoop. Okay, well, we're gonna go dig beneath a tree. Okay. All right. Are you gonna bully the other guys to dig a hole for you? All right. We're gonna have them. All right. So you guys. I'm gonna say you guys bully the other snotlings into digging. You're like helping, but you're mostly bullying them. You're the biggest snot, and it takes a little while, but you guys have. Let's see. Make them get water and build a shelter yourself. All right. So you're sending them to go get water, and you're gonna build a shelter. Make them sleep outside from now on. Okay. So they basically you're kind of setting them to have to make their own shelter, which they'll do then. If they're going to quote unquote sleep outside, they're going to probably try to dig their own shelter. You dig your own shelter. I'm going to go ahead and just take the good ideas and say you have like some rocks or something that helps cover the entrance, so it's a little harder for things to get in. And you guys are just about you guys are just about so you get the shelters completed, and it's getting to be about like you guys popped up in the morning, and it is about noon now. You guys have your basic shelters. You have water. You have food. The other thing that now that you're kind of accomplished this, basically your natural orc, your built-in instincts of the thing you need to do now is you guys kind of instinctually know that the next thing that are popping up are squigs. So you need to get a pen ready for when the squigs pop up. So it's going to be basically the progression is going to be snots, then squigs, and then orcs, then grots, then orcs, and then you guys will have like a full functioning thing. So you gotta build some squig pens. Do you want to try to do an underground thing for the squigs as well, like dig out a lair for them as well? If you guys want to keep doing this kind of hobbit hole sort of thing, or do you want to build that? Do you want to build the pens above ground? As you guys are doing this, also more snotlings have popped up. You are now up to 4 snotlings, and then you. So they're going to keep popping up. Snotlings are. There's a lot of them that pop up because they die a lot. So. Underground. We want to go underground or above ground. We got it's right now it's split. We got we got underground, above, underground, and above. Squig holes above, above, underground. This is like dead even. A little bit, I think, underground, below, underground. Okay, we're starting to get thing underground. All right, so you basically it's over the rest of the day. This is the thing that takes a long time. You have your own burrows that you have your own kind of coverings, and you guys manage to like lash together from some like sticks and things to create a gate or like a door or something for the squig pens. And you guys dig out the pen area for the squigs. and that takes a while. And you're now up to like 6. You're now up to 6 snots, and as they pop up, you basically immediately send them to go make their own burrows, and then once they kind of have their own burrow made, you can direct them to go dig out these squig pens. And by the end of the day, you guys have your shelters, you have your squig pens, and there should be squigs happening sometime soon. You're not sure when, but they're going to be popping up again. So at this point, the sun is starting to go down. Is there anything else you guys wanted to do before you hit the hay to kind of end the night? And also so you guys have done a fair bit. You now have enough. So why don't we also name our dude? We haven't named him. You've had enough time, and now you have the snots that are around. You guys need to start calling each other names. We're not going to name all of them. They all have like. So what do you guys? So yeah, do you guys want to pick a name? Or we got Snotrog. We've got a donation incoming. Set up fire and do tribal dance. Set a guard shift. Snotliest to first in honor of Gratius. Snotrog. Big Snot Basha. Pick nose, full circle. Bird Snicka. Make Spear. Gobsmacka. Snotrock. Got a couple people saying, we got 2 people saying Snotrock. Bird Snicka. All right, I got 3 people saying Snotrog. Okay. Oh, now you got people saying Snottiest the First. All right, let's Buckethead. All right, well, but only one person said Buckethead. Let's go with we got Snottiest the First or Snotrog. Let's go. So what do you guys? Let's go for those 2. Pick between those 2, and then we'll decide. Snottiest the First, Snotrog, Snottiest the First. We got two for Snottiest, 1 for Snotrog. Snottiest. Snottiest the First, Snottiest the First, Bucket. Snot the First, Snotrog, Snottiest. I'm trying to make sure. All right, I'm going to go with Snottiest the First. We'll do when he wants to be when he's wants to be fancy, he's Snottiest the First. Snotrog might be like what his friends call him. Like if he gets close mates, he might be Snotrog. And also, as the day goes on, like your face is like horribly scarred. Like you kind of, if you ever seen orcs and they're like all scarred up and like they're like stitched together and they have broken tusks and they're missing eyes, and like your face is like all horribly melted. You kind of look like that orc from the Lord of the Rings, the weird pink lumpy orc. Like you kind of like you look very mean and very ugly and very nasty for being a little tiny snotling. Like you guys are pretty. So Snotty's the First, and then Snotrog for like if you got a pal. Okay, so let's do last actions for the night. Let's get some suggestions and then decide what we want to do there, and then there's going to be some stuff that happens, and then we're getting sort of to the end. I kind of want to get through the first day, and that's kind of going to be this first session. All right, we got set up guard shifts. That was said earlier. Didn't the water wash the acid? Yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys washed the acid off of your face, but didn't mean the acid didn't burn your face. It doesn't mean that you're not pretty badly scarred. Yeah, and you guys have like your vision is back now. Like you're over the course of the day, you slowly get your vision back. It's probably not top notch at this point, but you didn't lose the eyes. You managed to like eventually kind of cry out the acid. It burned. It made your eyes super red and terrible, but like you didn't get enough in to like permanently blind you. All right, so we got put bucket on Snot's head and do a ritual dance. Stick his weapon. Order 2 Snotlings to be designated piggyback ride providers. Wear the skull. Let's show to gets who's the boss. Wear skull. Wear the skull. Okay, got a couple people saying that they want to wear the skull. Do you guys want to take the skull as your hat? Take skull and then do tribal victory dance before the night is over. Club Bash, the one who got crumped and has a scar. Oh, are you talking about the one that you like bashed? Oh, I had originally said that you killed him, but you have donated, so BG Tan. All right, that you thought you killed that snotling. That snotling's not dead. He gets back up with like a big lump on his head. He's got a big lumpy head now because it's not shaped right anymore. But he's not dead. And he is now. You have a buddy, Club Bash, that you nearly caved in his skull. And you guys are going to use the skull, the bucket that you've been using. It is now your hat. It is now your hat. And you dance in victory the first night under the moonlight. As the sun goes down, you begin dancing around and yelling whoops of wah! And you have the other snotlings kind of dancing around too. So you got yourself and 7 snots. Usually the snots don't come out at night. Like you usually don't hatch more of them. It's usually like the day. Like the day is kind of what brings the orcs out. Set a fire, do a dance, wear the skull, do a guard. Fire might be a little bit beyond like what you guys are capable of, but I'm going to go ahead and do a roll. So Old Man Skeletal, $5. Set a fire, do a dance, wear the skull, do a guard. Sounds good. I'm going to roll. Holy cow. All right. So we're going to make this a whole scene, Old Man Skeletal. Thank you for your donation. We're going to make this whole scene because you guys just rolled you guys just crit a 20 on Create Fire. So you're like kind of feeling the power of Gork and Mork, even though you're just a little snot. You like gather dry grass. You just kind of instinctively know to do this. Maybe you're like a fire maker, and that's kind of your internal programming. And you pile it all up in the middle. You get dry sticks. You put that in, and you like build a really nice fire. And you hold up. You like hold up your bone club, and you hold up like your rock, and you just like yell to the moon, and it goes, ah! And then you take that rock and you take another rock and you bang it together. You bang it together and you bang it together, and you start getting sparks coming off, and they start landing in the real dry grass. And you're trying and you're trying and you're trying and you're trying, and you're like, okay, just ah! And you bash it again, and like you see a little bit of smoke start to come up, and you begin and it begins building, and eventually you have like a nice roaring fire in the middle of your camp, and the other snotlings like cheer. Ah! Snotty is the first! Snotty is the first! Snotty is the first! And you are sitting on a big rock, kind of like you. This is like the one time you're going to be war boss. All right, Lorenzo. I know it's not canon, but can we invest in Plasteel and never fail bunkers at some point? Keep up the good work, no man. Taco Friday for life. Thank you very much, Lorenzo. That can be a thing that's done right now. Suddenly finding Plasteel, but that can be something is unlikely. But I appreciate the donation. You guys kind of have never failed bunkers. You did burrow underground. So you guys you basically have a nice snot party, set up a guard, and you go to bed. This is going to be in 40K. But it's not going to matter too much until you start running into things that have tech. Like orcs don't really have tech until they start or don't have like complex tech until they start running across other people with complex tech. I generally do 40k. I just think orcs are funnier in 40k. Also, I don't think they quite have the snot grot orc dynamic is quite the same because goblins have their own civilization. But anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. You guys head to bed because you're the boss and you set other people to take guard. And you gave everyone's kind of armed with pointy stick and sharp rock. And in the middle of the night, you hear like rocks banging together and snotlings yelling. And you hear like struggling and screaming, and you hear like sticks snapping. And yeah, so that's what you guys hear. Are you going to go take a look and see what's going on? And this yeah, you guys got to live long enough. If could a snotling grow into a Gretchen? Maybe, but we'll see. Take a look, investigate. I figure that's what you guys want to do. Like, keep sleeping, let the other snots deal with it. I figure go take a look. Okay, I'm just gonna go have you guys take a look. It's the very natural thing to happen next. All right, you pop out and you have like really good dark vision. It's still it's not like a full moon, but there's still a moon out. It's a clear night, and you can see well enough that as you emerge, there's like this large, heavily clawed creature, like has these big, massive paws. It's covered in this dark fur. And it's this very short, squat creature with like these big, almost like digging claws. And the other grots the other snots rather, are around it, and they're like chucking rocks at it, and they're trying to stab at it. And it's trying to dig into one of the snot burrows, and it's trying to get one of the snots that are down in the burrow. And the other snots are kind of poking at it, and like whenever it kind of lashes out, they kind of back off, and it goes back into digging. And it's sort of a back and forth. Like they're trying to stab it, it's trying to get in at the snotling that's in there, and it's just kind of trying to scare you guys off. All right, so you got the two snots that were on guard awake. The other snots are kind of starting to wake up and like come out. You're up first. You got two snots that are fighting it. One snot in there, and then you have 4 other snots that are going to be kind of waking up and getting up and out. All right. So what do you guys want to do? Use fire stick. Use the fire crumpet. Is the fire still on? Let's take a look. See if you got it going. I'm going to see if the other snots managed to keep it going. Yeah, the other snots who were on duty kept the fire going. Like they kept putting stuff onto it, and it's still going fine. So there's still fire going on. All right, so we got get a stick on fire and poke it. And some people saying throw rock. Make a torch, fire stick. All right, and you're going to try to get a fire stick, a nice bundle. All right, get fire stick and burn it. I think that seems to be the consensus. Let's go ahead. All right, so basically you reach into the fire and you grab and you pull out one of the sticks. And you're not very big. You're a snotling. Your fire's not huge because you guys just aren't real big. And when you pull one of the sticks out, the fire goes out on it, but it's still like glowing red. So if you like went and took it and like whacked the thing, it might still like burn it and hurt. but it's not likely to like catch the thing on fire. It's kind of, if you've ever pulled out like a stick and it's not very big, frequently it'll just go out. Do you guys want to go ahead and just try to whack it? Let's see. I'm going to try something else real quick. You want to hit it with the fire stick? We're going to try to stab. You guys got the bone club. Stab it with the fire stick. Okay. All right. You want to do, if you want to do in the, all right. If you roll really, really, really well, we'll do it in the eyes. All right. Stab it with the fire stick. Here we go. Stabbing with the fire stick. Holy mackerel. You guys rolled a 19. You scream, "Wah! Grotty is the first defense!" So you run up and you manage to stab it right in the eye. Like maybe not dead on, like into its brain and kill it, but you hit it in the eye, and that just like the vulture kind of thing before, it is very much no longer interested in dealing with you guys. It was like, nah, these things can't hurt me. I'm big. My fur is shaggy. I can handle these things. But you went and poked it in the eye with a big fiery thing, which also is relevant to my namesake, because I am no man. And that's a reference to the Odyssey, because Odysseus pokes Polyphemus' eye out with a big burning brand, and then that's when Polyphemus yells out, "Ah, no man has blinded me!" And then his brothers think he's crazy. So, see, it all comes full circle. All comes full circle as you poke it in the eye with the Bernie stick. It like lets out a roar, just kind of, and like, and then like just kind of galumps off into the night, and you manage to chase it off. I'm gonna see if it managed to how bad did it manage to hurt the one snot. Let's try it. Let's see if it. Okay, no, it didn't manage to get the snot. The one that was in the burrow and the other two that were like trying to fend it off, you managed to get to it before it like reached in and grabbed and pulled it out or did real damage. So you guys are victorious. High fives and wahs all around. Snottius the First has had a glorious first run. Despite being blinded and puked on by a vulture and having his buddy eaten by a pike, the settlement is beginning to flourish. You now have seven snots still in one piece. One that you conked on the head, Skull Bash, I think you guys called him, Club Bash maybe. It's not dead, but it ran away. It's you could chase after it if you guys want. The moon is like a little bit more than half full. It ran away. You guys poked it in the eye. It's like if you injure a predator, especially in something like the eye, they generally don't want to mess with you. It's like that's way too much. Skull Bash, yeah, I think that was his name. They don't want to mess with you. So it's going to try to run away. You guys can try to chase after it if you want, or you can head back to bed and put the guards back on duty. Leave it. It's not worth it. Let it go. You guys going back to bed? The moon have little glowy points. I don't know. I didn't mean it. Does the moon have little glowy points? It's just like a moon. Get sticks for weapons. Make flower crown for skull hat. Just sleep. Let it go. Okay, going to bed. All right, we're gonna wrap this up, but I'm gonna go ahead and do some narrative stuff. You guys head to bed. I'm gonna go deal with the dog real quick, and I'll be right back. Hey, shush. You know what? I bet it's nothing. Shush. Sorry, my dogs were inspired by the role play and wanted to protect us from invaders as well. All right, so all right, so you guys hit the hay, and you wake up with the sun kind of working its way through the woven mesh of sticks that you have covering your like boss pit, because you do have the biggest and nicest burrow. And as you awaken and climb out, you see the first couple of meat squigs popping out of the ground. So congratulations. You guys are still Snottiest the First. You are currently the snot boss of the little settlement that you guys have going on. You made it through the first day. You got horribly burned, and you have achieved and unlocked squigs. So you now have squigs. The next leg of it is you got to get through the first 2 weeks with the settlement before grots start popping up. So, ta-da! You guys did it. And I want to, now that I have it, and this is really cool because I now have this recorded, so I can go back and check and see what the everything that happened, and I can incorporate that into a story. That actually works pretty well for a story as far as the events. I think I can turn that pretty easily. Show you the woofs? Nah. I might. Hey, Crowley Punch, come here. If I can get them to come down here. Hey, guys, come here. Come here. Can you come here? Come here. Hey. All right. So this is Punch. Hey, Crowley, come down here. He's a good boy. Crowley. Let me see if I can get the other guy to come. Right, I'm gonna go see if I can get the other dog to come down here. Thank you, Punch. Actually, no, I can't show the other guy because he doesn't like to come downstairs because this is kind of the other dog's area. He doesn't usually like to come down. Like the other dog kind of guards his food and doesn't. He just doesn't come down here all that often. Crowley, you want to come down? You want to come here? Nah, he's not coming. He's not coming. I'm not going to make him. But you got to see one. You got to see one pupper. They're very good boys, for the most part. All right. Thank you all very much for doing roleplay stuff. I think I could keep going on Q&A if you guys wanted to, but I'm a little bit wore out, but I don't feel terrible. We're approaching the 2-hour mark. It's funny doing the roleplay thing. I was much less tired doing that than I am when I do a lot of the stuff that I do here. Yeah, my cybermastiffs do. Did I see your drawing of Og? I have not. Where did you, Eric? Did you post it? Where did you send it to me, or did you post it somewhere? Eric saying he got a drawing of Og. Probably got a bounce, got cleaning to do. Yeah, I think this is probably a good time to wrap things up. So I do thank all of you for coming and hanging out, all of you that donated, and all of you that helped and played along. Oh, email and post it. Okay, I will check it. I missed. It's hard to follow everything in chat, but I know I missed some stuff. But thank you guys for playing. Hope you had fun. See if you can. You can also like if you like this, like definitely see if you can bring other people, because I would like to do more things like this. Like this might be part of a regular, like part of my regular live stream. So I might do something and then do another part of this role play. All right. Thank you all very much. Had a lot of fun. I will see you guys later.